One. This is Tom Robleski, the senior opinion writer for the Staten Island Advance, with another episode, I guess, of Hidden Staten Island. Today we are at Fort Tompkins. Not exactly hidden, you can drive by and see it, but we're going inside the fort. Tell us a little bit, Jason, about what we're about to see. Without spoiling no spoilers, of course, but where we're headed.
Sure. So we're actually leaving the fort proper. We're going to go down a corridor here called the Counterscarp Gallery. It's a defensive position that soldiers would lead into in case the fort were under attack by enemy. We're actually surrounded by a passageway called a dry moat. And where we're going, we're actually leaving the fort proper, going on the other side of that dry moat, and seeing actually the oldest section of this fort. And that was built in 1857.
Now these were guarding positions, just ordinary windows.
Yeah, no, they served as both. So this is a window. You can feel kind of the breeze coming in, but this is called a loophole or a rifle slit. And this is ancient technology here. This is medieval in its appearance. You can imagine you're in a castle in northern England defending against the Scots in 1300, and having an archer come and fire, and it's the same principle. Except
that's throughout the fort, correct? They use that sort of inspiration for some of the fortifications as well?
Yeah, absolutely. Medieval, such as this, the biggest inspiration for the American engineers building these forts were the French. Yeah, this is all original. It's granite, tough Maine granite.
What year is that?
It would be 1857. 1857 to 1858 is when this section would be constructed. Brick could be locally made. Staten Island is known for brickworks.
Right.
So these may be local Kreischer bricks or Staten Island produced. And as we head into the Counterscarp, you notice the stonework changing again to sandstone, red sandstone. It's actually local Jersey sandstone from New York, from the New York mountains or the Watchungs, and head on down into the oldest section here, into the Counterscarp.
Now, there was something about how these windows are arranged, right? When people would be shooting out of them?
Yeah. So they're just offset from the rifle slits or loopholes on the scarp or the wall of the fort itself. So we're not actually shooting at our comrades on the other side. This corridor goes all the way around the fort to deliver fire against any enemy that may be trying to push through this dry moat. About 600 soldiers, 600 to 900 soldiers would be garrisoned or quartered in here, and ideally each man would be able to defend this fort.
So these walls, this sandstone was probably you're talking could be from 1809, could be from really that period in American history.
Yeah, exactly. War of 1812. So yeah, the children of revolutionary soldiers and even some revolutionary veterans could have seen these stones being cut, and you can still see the chisel marks in them too, which is pretty cool. The tool marks from stone cutters 2 centuries ago are still surviving in these walls, which is really awesome. So you're literally touching history.
Isn't there a thing about the Masons carving their names or initials or whatever into some of the stones?
Yeah, there are some markings. We have a few. Of course, it's probably in the one that the light busted out. That's the one I know the best. But here we go. There's a marking right there. Let's see over here. Okay, so the view we're looking at is a view that photographer Alice Austen would have seen 130 years ago in 1888. Alice Austen was here playing tennis with some of her army friends, and where you're looking, the camera was actually standing in this exact spot, taking a photograph of Alice and her friends posing. So one of the secrets here at Fort Wadsworth and in Fort Tompkins here lies behind that sign up there. Now that sign reads the Assistant Chaplain School. Now a organization known as G.I. Joe had its underground headquarters, known as the Pit, located beneath the motor pool parking lot of the Assistant Chaplain School at Fort Wadsworth. Now we're at Fort Wadsworth. This is the assistant chaplain school. Now there was no motor pool parking lot per se, but this was the parking lot to the chaplain school at Fort Wadsworth, which means we are standing above the location of the pit, which means below my feet, Duke, Lady Jane, and all those guys are preparing to keep us safe from Cobra Commander and Destro right here at Fort Tompkins. So now you know, and knowing's half the battle. G.I. Joe.